Hello, my name's Rob McLam, and I'm here, uh, I guess, talking about my dreams and goals here at St. Bonaventure's grad school class. It's fairly clear to me that I love all sports, or at least most sports. I'm not a golf fan or NASCAR, motor racing, things like that, but I get into about everything else. And I know we had our recent Zoom meeting, and Adrian spoke of becoming a journalist with a singular focus, meaning he transitioned from covering all sports and different events to just being an NBA reporter only. In that case, if I was to do the same thing or if I was to go down that same path, I would probably prefer the NBA slightly, but I enjoy MLB, I enjoy NFL. European soccer, I love, and I'm starting to get into the American soccer a little bit. I think that's probably the key to getting into global soccer anyway. So I'm open to most sports. I think if I did not tighten up, then just staying in college is a viable option as well, being a college beat writer, because you're going to cover generally at least three sports in terms of football, basketball, and baseball. You'll probably get a little women's basketball there as well. When I think about my goals in terms of the events that I would like to cover, you have the NBA Finals, you have the Super Bowl, you have the World Series, the World Cup would be a dream. And of course, in tennis, there's the Grand Slams, Wimbledon, and I know the U.S. Open in Queens would also be a lot of fun. I have to be pragmatic. I mean, I'm older. Because of my age, the experience I have, and you have this cattle herd that is sports journalism, where everyone's really trying to. It's almost like they're trying to get through that little hole in the gate, and there's a jam there. There's thousands trying to get through, and you have to try to find ways to create separation to be the one that gets picked, because there's so many people that can do it, and they're talented, and it's just really hard to get through there. I think there are a lot of folks who want the same things in life, but just not a lot of credentials to give out. So there's no shame if I have to, if I want to see a Super Bowl one day, I have to buy a ticket. Fair enough, I'll do it, and maybe I can scratch the itch that way while still chasing goals within the sports journalism field. I've noticed in terms of punditry that the demand is generally going to come for people who have participated in a certain sport. So that trims the opportunities available in terms, at least, of speaking in front of camera. So you have to be talented. You have to generate clicks, because there's always someone behind you chomping at the bit, wanting that job that you have. And you have to be a profitable employee, if we're being honest. I think ultimately I would be happy just to settle on being a beat writer who gets some exposure in front of the camera, and maybe someone who's written a book or two. I think in theory you could say I have several of my goals already have been met by covering NC State for the past dozen or so years. But if I'm really being honest with myself, I feel like I could grow to the point where I'm employed by a bigger outlet, and I could transition to a major market team, someone in one of in a bigger city, preferably a warmer city, which is where I would prefer to live should I move away from my home of Durham, North Carolina, where I've grown up. Cities that appeal to me are in no order: Miami, Orlando, Los Angeles, Dallas, Las Vegas. There are a few others. If I did move north, I'd probably prefer New York City. But I think the best approach is just to be open-minded. Sometimes there's an abundance of happiness in a place that you would least expect. And I'll look and listen. And hopefully, like the feather in the wind of a Forrest Gump movie, you end up where you're supposed to be. The wind blows you where you're supposed to go. So I'll be open to opportunities. I'm open to new experiences, and I'm very eager to learn. And so that's where my life is right now, and hopefully one day I'll get there. So thank you so much for your time.